Cambridge Insider podcast time. Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Cambridge Insider podcast. As always, my co-host Leanna. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm also doing well, thank you. Before we get too deep into this, today's podcast is proudly brought to you by Marshall School. Marshall School is a global school to call home. Marshall is a private college prep school located in Duluth, Minnesota, voted the best town in America, the fittest city in America, and the best outdoor town in America in recent years. Marshall's international program enrolls 40 international students from over 10 countries each year, providing on-campus housing in our new spacious residence featuring single rooms for most. Offering over 15 AP and 20 plus honors courses, Marshall's challenging curriculum, passionate faculty, and outstanding student support are designed to prepare students to enter top colleges and universities domestically and internationally. Find Marshall on the web at marshall.org or marshallschool.org or contact Cambridge Network for more details. Leanna, what are we talking about today? Today's episode's all about summer plans, which is an exciting thing for us because I think everybody's revved up for the summer. But do you want to tell our listeners what it really is about?
Yeah, so I was saying to Stephen before we started recording here that the past couple weeks have been crazy with summer plans coming to fruition. So students have a lot of options, which is why it gets a little crazy at this point in the school year. We have students staying on the ground with us here throughout the summer doing our wonderful Cambridge Network summer homestay. We have students flying back to their home country, which requires some of that COVID protocol, which could add a little bit of time and stress into that travel journey. And then beyond that, we also have students maybe doing some credit recovery over the summer. So lots of moving parts, and we're just helping students to understand all of their options.
Absolutely. Liana, from your perspective, what are you seeing most of your students do? And the only reason I ask is because we're in a weird situation this year where some kids are still back home. They might be thinking about coming a little earlier for the summer and sort of setting everything up. And then I think we have kids here, students here that have been here for quite some time. They may be really motivated to go back home, understandably, see some family, kick back and relax a little bit. What are you seeing for most of your programs?
Absolutely. You kind of hit the nail on the head. So most of my students have been in China or in their home country throughout the school year. So most of them are maybe taking June and July to stay at home, and then come August, they're going to be preparing to come back here. And then I have students on the ground who, in the US, who it's really case by case. I have a student who's going to be doing summer homestay. He really wants to stay here, save money, not deal with any of the travel or the COVID testing and quarantine requirements. So he's going to be spending time with his host family here, going on some vacations with them. We are seeing mask mandates being lifted with, I believe, 50% of the population in the US is now vaccinated. So many states are opening back up. It's going to feel semi like a normal summer in the US. So for our students staying on the ground here, it should be a relaxing time where they can really decompress and get ready for the school year to start up again.
And any students that are either thinking about going, back to China, traveling back to the US, or doing just a little bit of sort of touring across this great country, refer to your local state guidelines, your local airline guidelines, your local country, or your various international guidelines and policies as well. You want to make sure that this is as painless as possible. If you are planning on taking some downtime, you want to make sure that you have all the quarantine requirements in time so that there's no unnecessary stress, specifically in this time where different things are opening up and maybe at different paces. We are seeing more of a normal summer rollout, which I think is excellent for all the students involved. But be sure to do some research and make sure that you are aware of what those requirements are.
Yeah, and I'll add to that, Stephen, that if you are a student thinking about going home for the summer and traveling internationally, check in with your consulate. Make sure you understand the guidelines of your home country, because we've had students running into some issues with either COVID testing requirements that they were unaware of. Some countries are asking for even more than just your vaccination record. They want proof from your vaccination site, official proof. So there are a few more hoops to jump through than you might think. So use your student development manager, use your school and your consulate to get that information before you start planning your travel.
Absolutely. And then, I think an addition to that really is for schools just to sort of be aware of what their students are doing, specifically when it comes to I-20s. I know that in pre-COVID times as well, the I-20s is always an issue come this time. They need, your school needs to be aware, are you going home? There's certain I-20 regulations and protocols that need to be in place for that when you come back into the country, and even more so now with COVID in the air. So if you're unsure as a student, check in with Cambridge Network, check in with your school. And I think from the school side, stay, from the administration side, stay on top of things, make sure you're aware of where your students are going and what you as a DSO or a school needs to do to make sure that they can travel seamlessly and that there aren't any issues come, the end of August when a student wants to come back for in-person learning. The other thing that I did want to mention, and I think this is really, really important, is our summer homestay program that we offer through Cambridge Network. I know many parents maybe aren't comfortable with their kids staying the summer because where are you staying? What are you doing? Who are you going to be seeing? I want to make sure that everybody understands our summer homestay programs, our insurance that we have for students through a regular school year are available through the summer. And I think what that gives families is that peace of mind that their students are staying with somebody who's been background checked, who's part of the Cambridge Network host community. They have that medical insurance in place. And for students as well to know that they're going to be living in a place that's been vetted, that is not only safe, but is a comfortable place to live. The last thing you want to do is try and enjoy your summer vacation, but you're not living in a place that maybe, tickles your fancy. So really understanding that we have these options available. We also have these options available across the country. It's a great thing about Cambridge Network is we have such a big host community across the country. So if you, looking to maybe do a little bit of travel, a little bit of touring through the West Coast, if you're an East Coast student or vice versa, we have options available for you. Check in with your, with your local Cambridge representative to make sure that we can explain those options to you and get you the best fit.
Right. And I'll definitely add to that if you are a student who's going to be staying with the Cambridge Network host family through the summer, you might be thinking to yourself, what am I going to be doing, on the day to day? And that's where our local student development managers can come in. You can reach out to them and say, hey, help me to find a summer camp or help me to find an academic program I can get involved in that local area. Because we do have SDMs on the ground who will be able to connect you to those opportunities. And like we said, with the summer coming and things opening back up, we do have those summer camp options and a lot of school programs directly through the school that are happening again this summer. So there's a lot of great opportunities for what you can build into your schedule if you are going to be here. And then additionally, we also have our Cambridge Network virtual events team that's been working all year long to provide really engaging events online for our students, and those will continue throughout the summer. So I don't want to say too much, but we might have some game design and development courses coming up this summer. We might have something in the works for students interested in theater or script writing. So keep your ears open, eyes open for those opportunities. Your student development manager will also make those clear to you and invite you to them throughout the summer.
And that team has just been outstanding. One of the best teams, departments, call it what you will, at Cambridge Network. They've just done a spectacular job. When COVID threw down the gauntlet, that team just sort of rose up to the challenge and just smashed COVID and said, listen, we can still provide awesome entertainment, awesome enrichment for our students. So kudos to that team. And as Leanna said, your SDM will be able to provide you with more details on that. The final thing that I think from my side specifically that I do just want to touch on for students, but also for schools, is understanding that Cambridge Network's academic services department runs throughout the summer. And why that's important is, I think, twofold. Number one, if there is any credit recovery that needs to be done, and this is important for schools to take note of, but also for students, Cambridge Network's academic services can certainly help and assist with that. So reach out to your local program representative about that. And then any just general enrichment through our academic services programs. We offer incredible, one-on-one tutoring, group tutoring, online tutoring, in person, whatever, you require through the summer. If there's a specific area from a school side that they feel a student needs to, develop in order for them to meet their re-enrollment criteria, our AS, our academic services department, can certainly do that. So, it's a vetted, objective, incredible service. We've spoken about this previously, but the quality of tutors and the quality of the service is incredible. So from a school and a student's perspective, understand that the Cambridge Network AS program runs throughout the summer, and make use of that.
Right. I can certainly speak to the quality of the tutors and teachers and one-on-one support that those programs do offer us. So if you're a student looking to get ahead this summer and use your time very wisely, and sharpen up some of your skills, no matter what they are, we have a tutor for you. We also have our awesome St. Mary's Online Academy. It's another great tool for students to use if they want to get ahead this summer or they need credit recovery. Reach out to us. We've got a service to help out.
Make sure that 2022 is your best academic year yet. Ms. Leanna Glass, anything final from your side about specifically students in schools? And then I'm going to switcheroo it a little bit and ask, do you have any specific summer plans now that we're talking about summer plans?
Yeah, well, final thoughts, Cambridge Network wise, and our students is use this summer to regroup, to relax, to get your bearings, because we are going to be going into a school year that's going to look a lot normal again. Use this summer as sort of a deep breath for yourself. Take care of yourself mentally. If you're going home to your home country, see your friends, see your family, eat all your favorite foods, and just take care of yourself. And if you're academically focused this summer, take it easy, take it slow, and do what you need to do to build yourself back up to, exactly as you said, Stephen, make 2021-22 your best school year yet. As for myself and summer plans, in June, I'm really excited. End of June, I'm going to be doing a little road trip in California from the southern part of California to the northern part. So I'll be visiting some family out there. And I'm just really excited to be traveling again. We love international education, partly because we also love to travel. So it's been a hard year to not be traveling, not be getting outside and seeing different things and people. So I'm really excited to get back on an airplane.
Awesome, awesome. I know it's very well deserved from your side and all of our Cambridge Network employees who've worked tirelessly to support our students. So thank you for everything that you guys do. A shout out to all of our colleagues that deserve the summer vacation coming up as well. And at the same time, a shout out to all of our, school teachers, administrators, everybody that's been involved in this incredibly challenging year. We at Cambridge certainly respect and appreciate everything that you guys have done for the industry and in making sure that we somehow made this work. I don't know how we'll look back on this in 20 years' time and just go, wow, how did we do that? But big shout out. And if you are spending some time either traveling or relaxing or with family, make sure that you make the most of that.
Definitely. I think we took it one step at a time. We made it through this school year. And my advice to our students goes out to our teachers, staff, Cambridge Network employees, anyone listening, to take this summer as a well-deserved break and refresher for the following school year. And Stephen, we have to ask you what your summer plans are too.
I was hoping this wasn't going to come because I don't have anything exciting like yours. Your road trip sounds spectacular. I don't have anything planned other than just spending some time outside. I do love the weather this time of year. I'm a run-of-the-mill backyard, a little meat on the grill. Maybe some music in the air. That's the perfect summer for me. So I'll be doing plenty of that.
That sounds great too. Maybe you'll get to the beach a little bit too. I know you're not super far from there. So
that's it. Absolutely. To all of our listeners, students, teachers, everybody that's tuned in, thank you so much for tuning in. Reach out to your Cambridge Network representative. Let's make the homestay work. Let's make the academic enrichment work this summer. And most importantly, let's just enjoy the summer and everything that it has to hold for us. So we'll catch you around the next episode. Until then, bye-bye, everybody.